Hey guys and gals, my name is Kuars, and today I'm trying to make a little bit more of a chill video, okay? Because honestly, I just kind of don't have the energy for the whole screaming shit that I normally do, okay? Now you might be asking, Kuars, why are you even making a video in the first place? Well, it's been like 4 days since the last time I've made a video, and I'm trying to get 600 subs, and so I gotta, start uploading a little bit more regularly rather than like every fucking couple months, which I don't want to do actually. So here we are. This is probably going to be a shorter video, at least compared to some of the more recent videos I've made, which have been up to like 15 minutes. Not by design, by the way. They just happen to be that long. I don't know why. Anyway, look, I have not really been like a movie person my entire life, alright? I have known movie people, right? Like my dad, for example, is a huge movie nut. He watches a movie like every day almost. And I don't know how many movies he's watched in total, but it's got to be like freaking up there. And I just haven't watched a lot of movies, at least up until now. We'll get there in a second, but yeah. So like I missed out on a lot of the classics, right? Like if you would name a movie that's like a classic or you must see it type of movie, I probably hadn't seen it before. So recently I decided, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna make a list of movies that I have to watch, and I'm gonna watch these, right? And then, uh, categorize them under I watched it not, whatever. Look, the thing is, I made a list of movies and I'm watching them. That's the whole thing you have to focus on. Now, I didn't watch all the movies yet, but of the movies that I've watched, I kind of want to give like a little bit of a review, I guess. Not like exactly a review, but more like what I personally thought of it. And before we get into anything, I also want to say all of these are my opinions, right? I'm not a I'm not like a movie expert anyway, and a lot of these movies I'm looking at them from the perspective of, this is the modern era. I can appreciate VFX and CGI done in the early 90s and shit and stuff like that. Like that still puts a smile on my face and gives me awe. But at the end of the day, like the storytelling wise, I'm looking at it from a modern perspective. So these are probably not going to be the most accurate ratings of these movies. So just keep that in mind before I say some weird shit. Let's just start directly with like the first movie I saw in this little quest that I'm doing, which is Rush Hour. Holy shit. Insanely good movie. I see why people talk about it so much. This is look, it's got comedy, it's got action, it's got cinematography where it needs it, and the character acting is also insanely well done. Honestly, I freaking love this movie. One of my favorite scenes in the movie was like just Lee and wow, I forgot his name. Chris Tucker's character. Lee and Chris Tucker's character just like hanging out outside of that like Chinese restaurant while they like teach each other stuff, right? Like Chris Tucker's character teaches Lee how to dance. Lee teaches him how to like snatch a gun from someone's hand. That's probably my favorite scene in the movie. It's really great. Okay, so his name was Carter. I just googled it. But yeah, like that and Carter and Lee's like relationship evolving throughout the movie was really fun to see, and just watching Carter become a less asshole-ish of a person, that was also really nice. The plot and story is really simple, right? It's a pretty much a fucking, it's like Mario, right? The little kid gets kidnapped, we have to save her. That's literally it, but it works, and for what the movie is, it works excellently. So yeah, Rush Hour, like 9 out of 10, dude. I fucking love that movie. Honestly, doing this journey, I'm kind of realizing that I like comedy movies a lot. I don't know, like I just like movies being a fun time for me. I don't know. That's gonna be apparent with some of the other movies that I'm gonna talk about. Next up, we got one of the all-time classics and a movie that I hadn't seen for the longest time, Back to the Future and its respective sequels. Honestly, I loved it a lot more than I thought it would. It was a great little trilogy, and honestly, the effects done in those movies are still like awe-inspiring for today, right? Like the flying DeLorean at the end of the first movie. Is that a spoiler? I don't think that's a spoiler. The flying DeLorean at the end of the first movie is so fucking cool. And for when was this? 1985, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, for 1985, that's insane, right? If I saw that as a kid in the movie theater, I would shit my pants and immediately ask my parents to get a DeLorean. Like I would frame one. I'm doing that. On top of that, the stories of each movie are like pretty simple, but they're really heartwarming and really nice. In terms of my favorite, it was probably I'm kind of I'm kind of stuck between the first one and third one. The second one kind of suffers from the Across the Spider-Verse syndrome, where you don't where the movie isn't really finished, right? Like the story doesn't conclude at the end. You have to watch the third movie, which The Matrix also did that. What the fuck is up with that, by the way? Can we stop doing that? Can we conclude our stories, please? That would be nice. But yeah, I love the trilogy. It was awesome. It was fun. It had action in it. It had funny moments, comedy. It had oh my god. It had heartwarming moments. It was insanely good, and I was very, very happy that I watched it. Yeah. In terms of like a number rating, the first movie probably like a 7.5 out of 10, right? If we're talking like 5 out of 10 is average, obviously. Second movie, I would probably say like 6 out of 10 because, like, again, it doesn't conclude. The future, Going to the future was pretty cool. The hoverboard sections were also really awesome. I actually don't know how they did that. But, then the third movie, I would give like I don't know if I should give it more than the first one. Fuck it, yeah, 8 out of 10. I loved it. It was really great. I fucking loved it. All right, the next is The Terminator. Now, this might be my first controversial opinion of this fucking video. It was like a 5 or 6 out of 10 at best. I don't know, like it had its good moments, but like the story just didn't grasp me as much as I thought it would, right? Like it just didn't work for me that much. Like the action scenes and the Terminator itself, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, were insanely cool, right? Especially spoilers, maybe, I guess, towards the end of the movie. Let's just say that stop motion gets involved. That was sick. Honestly, the best thing about the first Terminator is just the cinematography, and the Terminator itself and the VFX for that time are insanely cool. But the story is just a little it takes itself too seriously. Does that make any sense? Like the story is absurd, right? But it feels like it doesn't know that. It feels like it doesn't know that it's absurd. Also, the soundtrack has to be one of the worst fucking soundtracks I've ever heard for a movie. I don't know, like, if the soundtrack was changed or something for like the digital release or something, but it sucks major balls. It just sounds like they just took like the most sci-fi sounding instrument and just like placed fucking random notes. It doesn't sound good. Now, on the other hand, the second Terminator movie is legitimately an 8 or 9 out of 10. It is such an improvement over the first one. I was actually awestruck. I could not believe myself. Now, let me try to explain the story without like spoiling it that much, I guess. In the first Terminator, a Terminator gets sent back from the future, and also another guy that goes back from the future, Back to the Future, holy shit, to kill Sarah Connors, because apparently she is the mother of John Connors, and John Connors becomes like a pretty important figure in the future. For the second movie, a Terminator gets sent back again, but this time another Terminator also gets sent back, but that Terminator is the same model Terminator from the first movie, which is a T-101, and that Terminator was actually reprogrammed by the future John Connors to protect young John Connors, and the other Terminator was sent to kill John Connors. Now that is an interesting fucking plot, and holy shit, it was such a good movie, man. First of all, John Connors as a character was like so fucking needed. He adds some comic relief that was like so needed in the first movie. On top of that, anything that I had as criticism for the first movie is pretty much gone for the second one, right? The soundtrack doesn't sound ass, right? The story isn't convoluted and takes itself too seriously. It's actually good. And on top of that, the action scenes and VFX are even better than before. So yeah, overall, Terminator 2, like 8 or 9 out of 10. I haven't watched the third movie yet. I will get onto that at some point. I don't know when, but we'll do it. Anyway, the next movie is, that's right, the one and only The Godfather. Now, I'm not gonna lie, okay? Probably another controversial opinion, but I kind of agree with Peter Griffin on this one. It does kind of insist upon itself, alright? It's definitely not for everyone, right? It's a lot slower of a movie with a slower pace. That's not a bad thing, right? Local One Piece watcher here. I've watched pretty much all the episodes. Okay, well, it's been a while since I've watched One Piece, so I've been missing a lot of episodes, but like I've pretty much watched over 1,000 episodes of One Piece, and I'm sitting here talking about how a movie has slow pace, but like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like it's that's not a bad thing. It's more of a slow burn, right? It takes time to set stuff up. I didn't really get what exactly I was supposed to get out of this movie, right? I got entertained, and I kind of got the themes of like corruption of the youth or innocent or something like that. That's probably the theme, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking stupid. Now, this is probably a really controversial thing to say, but hear me out. The Godfather was just kind of forgettable for me. It wasn't a bad movie. It was definitely great, right? The cinematography was great. The acting was great. The action was, when there was action at least, it was great also, right? And it managed to keep me entertained with most of its scenes just being talking and shit, and that's a fucking accomplishment. Why am I talking like this? I haven't seen the sequel, so maybe that one's better or something, but for me, The Godfather was like a 7. Yeah, 7 out of 10. I don't know. I really can't bother to give it any more than that. And if you're mad about what I just said, I also want to remind you that 7 out of 10 is pretty fucking good, right? 5 out of 10 is like average, right? And average is still average, so 7 out of 10 is like 2 steps above that. On top of that, these are just my opinions, right? You could just you could just look at me and be like, yo, this guy's fucking stupid. I'm not going to listen to him, and just ignore everything I've said so far, which is completely fine. You can also click off the video and fuck off, but that's, you know, you have freedom to do anything, so go on with whatever you want to do. Or just keep watching this video. I don't fucking care. Alright, next one we're going to talk about, and after I gave The Godfather a 7, this is probably going to sound like I'm joking, but School of Rock is probably one of the best movies that I've ever seen in my life, and this is not a joke. I'm easily giving it a 9 out of 10. this sounds like comedy and shit, just like School of Rock, but I'm genuinely serious. Just like any other comedy movie ever, the plot is simple, but god damn it, it is filled with so many wholesome, so many funny, and so many nice moments that oh my god, man, I just fucking love this movie. Probably one of, if not the funniest movies I saw, and on top of that, I mean, if a movie ends with me just like smiling uncontrollably, it's a good movie, alright? And honestly, I was surprised. I was like, damn, Jack Black has that shit. He has that movement. He's got movement, bro. I knew him for like Kung Fu Panda and Minecraft, and don't get me wrong, Kung Fu Panda is great, but I really wasn't expecting him to drop a fucking masterpiece on our hands. School of Rock is so good. I would highly recommend it to anyone that likes comedy movies at all. Go freaking watch it. It's awesome. Alright, on the list that I have watched so far, this is the last one, which is Fight Club. I don't know. This movie just kind of left me confused. I was entertained. I liked it. But like, kind of like The Godfather, I don't know what to get out of it. You know what I mean? Like, there are themes and shit, but maybe I'm just too stupid to understand. And also, I kind of just didn't agree with the messaging. Like, don't get me wrong. Look, I don't like the government either, okay? I don't like the man, quote unquote. If you watch School of Rock, you get that. I don't like the man either. But, like, this kind of feels like the movie saying, like, oh, go destroy shit. Go fight. Be violent. And it's like, no, dude, that is not the moral of the story that we need to be getting. Who knows, maybe the ending of the movie was also kind of its way of saying like, yeah, so everything that was done in this movie is actually wrong, right? Don't do it this way, because is this okay, I don't want to spoil shit, but like, stuff happens, right? Let's just say that by the end of the movie, our main character is not in a very favorable state, okay? So maybe that could be its way of saying like, hey, don't do this, maybe act fucking normal, I don't know. I also do want to say that I was kind of spoiled of a very major like plot twist in the movie that I'm not gonna say, because I don't want you to get spoiled too if you're like interested in watching it or something. But okay, here, I'm gonna say it. If you haven't seen the movie, just like press the right arrow key right when I say go, and you'll be fine. Okay, go! So yeah, I got spoiled that Tyler Durden and the main character are the same person, right? That was just spoiled for me. Alright, expecting that you press the right arrow key, this is where you ended up. Anyway, spoiler over. That's pretty much it. But yeah, with that huge spoiler, I guess I didn't get like the awe and shock that a lot of other people would have gotten while watching this movie. I will say though, again, the cinematography is really good, and I was thoroughly entertained with the movie, so I can't give it anything less than also a 7 out of 10. I'm giving everything 7 out of 10s, man. You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm bumping Back to the Future 1 to 8 out of 10. Back to the Future 2 is 7 out of 10 now. because I really like Back to the Future 1 also. Back to the Future 3 is getting an 8.5 out of 10 instead. You know, at the start of the video, I said that this video wouldn't be as long as my other videos, aka like 15 minutes, and I just hit the 15-minute mark. And I don't know what to think about that. I said I didn't have the energy, but apparently I fucking did. Look at me. Or maybe I'm just a big yapper. Who knows? Anyway, if you guys like this video, like, at all, please like, subscribe, and maybe comment something nice. On top of that, how about you hit that notification bell if you want to catch up on the streams and other videos that I make, and if you want some extra notifications, or, you know, just want to chat to some incredibly nice people, you could go to the Discord. It's probably down in the description somewhere. Also, if you want to give me money, buymeacoffee.com/Kuars, and that is pretty much everything I need to shill. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!
I'm walking only got no homies, feeling like a ghost. She don't feel me anymore, she says I'm never home. I got no lights on, I'm slumped in my chair again. She never come home, she never will feel me again. I cannot differentiate a day since 2016.